Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's daily cryptocurrencies update for December the 1st, 2023. It is Friday, the end of the week, so let's review some bigger picture charts, especially now that November is also in the books. And you probably wonder why I do have a geometry picture here of a diagonal triangle on the slide. That is because it looks like Bitcoin is in a ending diagonal triangle, targeting around 41,000. And after that, we should see about 25% haircut down to 31,000, from where we should start the third wave higher, possibly new all-time highs. That's the bottom line. If that's good enough for you, you can close your web browser and go back to bed. This is the bigger picture we are following. We are following here two things. The Elliott Wave, of course, as well as the halving cycle, the 4-year halving cycle. It's not really related to the actual halving dates, but as you know, every 4 years, I believe, Bitcoin gets halved, meaning the supply of Bitcoin is reduced because there's only a limited number of Bitcoins that will ever be mined. So, based on historical evidence, we have bottomed for our halving cycle in November of last year. As long as that low holds, we will go to 100 to 200,000. Let's say about 130 to 180,000 would be ideal, but we can stall at 106,000 as well. Some people are even conservative, 90,000. But again, I have very little price information yet to make those accurate forecasts. And also remember, Bitcoin can easily do a 500% extension as well, so 400% extension, and maybe a 600 or 700% extension. We don't know, and that, of course, will make a huge difference. So we have now also completed our first bullish part, and we are going to start our initial bull, okay? So we've had the accumulation phase. The accumulation phase is from December 1st last year till December 1st today. That is, and we're now going to start the initial bull. As you can see, initial bulls, and unfortunately I don't have the price data here for 2011, but it's the same pattern. The initial bull will have a drop before it kicks in for real. Either this drop is somewhere around March or February. So again, you see here the 1-2, 1-2. This 1-2 was in the accumulation phase. Here we have a 1-2 also in the accumulation phase. Then the next 1-2 was in the early part of the initial bull, and we have another 1-2 in the middle of the initial. So this looks more like the 2015-2018 cycle, okay? That means we should soon see a pullback, a second wave. Now, I haven't updated this chart, but of course, we are going, of course. Here, we should see a pullback and then the third wave, all right? This is what we're going to experience. As long as we hold above the 2022 low, with a first warning below 25,000. If we drop below 25,000, it starts to get dicey, and I'll show you the alternative path. This is then the logarithmic growth curve for Bitcoin over time with these 4-year cycles, okay? Subdivided into 1-year cycles. And as you can see, we should target by the end of 2025 somewhere between 140 and 280,000, somewhere around there, to be determined which one. That remains the case. Haven't changed a single thing. Here as well, 103 to 210,000. There's more good stuff to look at. One of the good stuffs is that we should top around 41,000, drop back to 31,000, rally. All that's good stuff looks really great. Now, we're going to go to the charts, and I'll show you what I mean. First off, this is the ending diagonal. I already presented this path earlier this week, and haven't updated much yesterday and today. Or the day before yesterday. But today we get a little bit more flavor and a little bit more sauce to the meat, so to say, that it really looks like we're in this green wave 3 to about 39,500. We should see a green wave 4 to about 37,500. and then a last wave 5 to about 41,000 plus or minus 500. From there, we should then ideally see a 50 to 62% retrace. Remember, we're still negatively divergent on the technical indicators. We haven't even seen a buy signal on the MACD. So if you solely rely on the MACD for your buying and selling, it works 60% of the time, all the time. Now note this setup here in November now into December looks really similar to this setup here from January to February. So we are somewhere here. We probably will see a weak buy signal and then another decline. All right, so this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and then we'll see wave 2. And as you can see, this wave 2 did a 50 to 62% retrace. Now, history never repeats itself, it only rhymes, but it is then logical to also assume a 50 to 62% retrace for this wave 2, and then off to the races for wave 3. Of course, this wave 2 can go to the 76.4% retrace at 28,000. I have zero price data to even know where this wave 2 will bottom, but I think it will last about a month. Okay, why? I'll show you in a minute again, based on the 1-year cycles. So somewhere around February, March, we should bottom and then off to the races. Okay. This wave count will be considered complete, of course, first and foremost, once we reach the target zone. Second, if we drop below about 35,000. This low needs to hold the early November low. If we don't, with already first warnings, of course, here at around 37,000, etc. We'll get there when we get there. Then we know this wave 2 is underway, and then wave 3. Again, I haven't even seen 5 waves up yet from this November low, but this looks like a nice ending diagonal. So far overlapping. So this would be A of 3, B of 3, and then A, B, C, D, something like that for wave 3, 4, 5. It's going to be overlapping messy to that 40,000 target. Alternatively, we had a triangular 4th wave and symmetry breakout targets also 41,000. Okay, very simple. This is a simple A, B, C, D, E. This is a symmetrical triangle, I believe it is, and the breakout, which is simply the max width of the triangle added to the breakout targets 41,000. Potato, potato, we get to the same answer. Okay, easy peasy. So we have that one. So again, here is the 4 phases of Bitcoin in more detail. So here we have, of course, these last 3 months that I don't have in the slides, accordingly. And again, we have now gone into the initial bull. Okay. Again, nobody is interested in cryptocurrencies. I really would like you to show that email from an ex-member I got who's, remember, October 6th, canceled his subscription, ditched all his coins because cryptocurrencies are a sham, a scam. It's full of peep and no honest people. Nothing. It is all going to crash. And look where we are now. That is what opinion does to you. But meanwhile, I appreciate your factual analysis, but we're not going to use it because don't change my mind. I've already made up my mind. That is, don't confuse me with the facts. I've already made up my mind. That is not how we go about. This is so far the purest, most objective analysis you can find anywhere. No opinions about it. I don't even know really what Bitcoin does. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know the code, all that stuff, staking and mining and all that stuff. I don't know anything about it. And still, I'm able to trade Bitcoin rather successfully. I don't need to know any of it. The only thing you need to know is price. That's it. So then we should have this wave 5 and then the wave 2, because after 1 comes 2 and 3. Easy peasy. I'll give you an alternative as well. Let's see here. Again, back to the initial bull part, it still resembles more 2015, 1-2. 1-2 was in the accumulation phase, okay? 1-2, 1-2 will be in the initial bull. 1-2, 1-2 is coming, right? Because 1-2 is coming, right? And then we get 3, 4, etc. So again, it's going to be good. The biggest gains are still yet to come. So there's one, I would say, 1, maybe 2 good entries left before liftoff. All right. Of course, you can say to here, it all depends. But this is the accumulation phase. This is where the real fun starts. But we should see a pretty decent pullback. 25% is nothing to frown upon. It's going to happen. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to happen. We just let this wave fill itself out toward 1,000. I can show work from other people as well. They all target about the same upside and downside target zones. It's all looking good. Now, here is more detail of this 2015-16. So we are somewhere here. So we should see a drop here into January, February, right? So then we've completed wave 1, A, B, C for wave 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, etc. Okay, so you see here, if you bought here at 400, and then by the time you are about a year later, right? A year later, you've made 300%. Most people can't wait a year for 300%. They really can't. It's very simple. Just sit on your hands. That's it. And listen to what I have to say, because so far I think I've all kept you on the right side of the trade. I remember already March, earlier, March last year, I warned that we would be in a big fat bear market. That's the beauty. So if you didn't listen to that and thought it would go higher, then shame on you, all right? That's why I can't say I've got it always right. I've adjusted my wave counts many, many times. But I wanted to show you the only bearish option that I pretty much see is left. This is a B wave, right? A, B, and then we're this wave C. That's the only bearish option I can find for whatever reason, okay? It would not match with any historical patterns we've seen, but it doesn't have to, okay? Historical patterns don't have to repeat themselves. So this is the only option that I can find that would suggest we're going to go all the way to 8,000. Don't really see it. Nobody really has it, actually. Neither those that do Elliott Wave, nor those that do not do Elliott Wave at all. Those that look at cycles, that those look at fundamentals, that those look at all that stuff are not seeing this at all. But it's still possible. Right? We can have black swan events, just like March 2020, the COVID crash. We can have a black swan event. That one was really deep. It threw off a lot of people. It washed out a lot of people. Okay, so this is the only alternative I'm seeing. I'm just putting it out there. So that's why I say, as long as the November 2022 low holds, we are bullish. With a first warning below, of course, the September 2023 low of about 2 months ago, because then this ABC path has most likely completed. Then there is no 1-2-1-2 setup. Okay. Yes, this B wave can become more complex, and this was A of B, and then we get B of B and a C of B, yada yada yada. It is all possible, absolutely possible. But I just wanted to point you out. That's why we say we have to hold the November lows. If we don't, we're going to go to about 8,000, potentially 6,000. Or even 4,000, or even 3,000, okay? We can't go that low. It is absolutely possible. So don't think, oh, it's just going to go below 50,000 and we'll go back up. No, we can go to 3,000. You don't want to sit through anything from 50,000 to 3,000. This is still possible. It's an alternative. This is our insurance policy. This is why we say it must not go below these price levels, right? Now people say, oh, so you say it can go up and down. Yes, this is potential in the chart. If you say that, you have absolutely not understood Elliott Wave at all. I think it's ignorant and it's arrogance. Okay? That's my personal opinion. Please see my tweet of recent, where I really kind of call somebody out. It's a member of mine who's been a member for almost 2 years, still doesn't understand the Elliott Wave. Now, why I've been a member for so long, and then tell me, all I say is it can go up or down. It can go up and down because this is still a potential in the chart. It's not most likely. This is just our insurance policy. Anyway, moving on. Ethereum, we have still the potential for this wave 1 already completed, and now in the complex wave 2. The first warning here is below 1980, and if we go below 1900, then we have a confirmed wave 2. Also here, of course, as long as we hold the October lows, and especially, of course, the June 2022 lows, we should be good. Yes, Ethereum already bottomed in June at 900, and here we are at 2000. This is already doubled over time, and still nobody's interested. Can you imagine if the stock market would double over time? People would be so extremely bullish. It's amazing. Meanwhile, if cryptocurrencies double, everybody is still screaming chicken little. Solana, It's the other one we're tracking because this is the only one that I still at this moment find reasonably bullish. And it should be in this wave 4. I still think we have a B wave top here before we go to wave 5. Okay, so you can really see the importance of the 20-day moving average, but you can also see how well defined the bull trend is, right? We're above the 20, which is above the 50, which is above the 200, and we're above the cloud, and all of them are rising. So this is bullish, right? And this here on the left is bearish. You see a complete difference, complete difference. So in my humble opinion, as long as we can stay above 32.5, with of course a first warning below about 47, all right, this would be our first warning level. Let's make that one blue. That is our first warning level. Second here is this one. This would be our second warning level. And then, of course, our third warning level is right there. Okay? Oops, not that. So, first warning level is about 47. Second warning level, 32.5. Third warning level, 27.5. Half. If we go below 27.5, lights out. Then this was only a 3-wave bounce. First warning already below 47. And you can use those for your own risk management. All you need to do in trading is manage your risk. That's it. All right, moving on to ETHE. ETHE still looks best like an ABC, and we're in this C wave lower. If we make a new high, we could be also in ending diagonal, but the alternative is that the recent high was already wave 5 of 1. Then I still think the upside potential is limited. Bears still need now to break things below yesterday's low. First warning. Second warning remains below 15.25. This gray wave 4. And wave 2 is confirmed below 14. Okay, so this is kind of messy. Elliott Wave always have problems with analyzing or interpreting, that is, sideways price action. Because it can be ABCs, all that stuff is hard to understand. This really looks like 3 waves down. This really looks like 3 waves up. So far, again, 3 waves down. So it could be part of an ending diagonal, which is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And therefore, ending diagonals will not reveal themselves until about 75% has been completed. And when we start making a new uptrend high, as we see here, all right? So that's, we have, of course, here, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up. It's all corrective, but we're starting, of course, to make new uptrends highs. We went above the November 9 high. We already did that, I believe, November 27 or 4 or something. So again, new highs. So it takes time before a diagonal really reveals itself. You don't know the diagonal here. You don't know the diagonal here. It takes about here. So when almost all of 3 is complete. And that's why we said a first warning below the 20-day moving average. And then if we go below 34,118, then this wave 2 is underway. We didn't. So we got a first warning. That's good. But we did not break below this critical 34,118 level on Bitcoin. So from that perspective, you should remain long and strong. But now, as you can see here, 38,700 versus 41,000 versus 31,000. You understand the upside reward versus downside risk from a swing trading perspective. All right, GBTC. Well, that one we've been tracking for a ending diagonal for quite some time. Again, ending diagonals are tricky. It's all overlapping, so it's hard to exactly say which is the third wave, which is the fourth wave. It looks like we have a winner here for this is wave 3, and this is wave 4, which should be this wave 5. I still think we can target somewhere around 32.5, 33-ish, all right? So remember, we're kind of starting to run a bit out of steam. Nothing goes up forever. Always need to pull back first before we can move higher. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Mara, well, this is a tricky one to analyze. This is closing price based, and I have a very hard time analyzing this October, November stuff. We've well broken above that wave 4 that I was looking for, and then a wave 5, but that one was off the table for a while already. I just need to give it a little bit of a break and maybe simply apply what we have for Riot. Okay, Riot is doing great, by the way. As you can see here, we had this wave 3/C upside target, and we've almost reached it. We broke above 12.5. All right, good. Then yesterday we retested 12.5, and it so far held. Good. Excellent. Now we get wave 4 soon and wave 5. That is the path we're looking for. This wave 3 can still target somewhere 14.5 plus or minus 50 cents. So we're getting closer than a wave 4 to around 12.5. I would think retest again, and then this wave 5 to ideally somewhere around 16.5. Then we get the 2, and then we get the 3. Okay, so far so good. Riot is finally cooperating, and I might need to add that labeling to the chart of Mara as well, but I simply have a hard time counting. This is maybe 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, etc. Okay, so please give me some time. I need to figure out this mess. It's really overlapping. This is a closing price. It's a little easier to anticipate. Now, here is then the bigger picture chart for Riot, sorry. And we have 5 up, 3 down, and we should now be in this black 3C, which matches, of course, the wave count we have on the daily chart. And this black wave 3 will, of course, subdivide into 5 red waves. All right, just as it did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for wave 1. We should see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this wave 3. Ideal upside target somewhere around 37. All right, we could stall at 27.5 if this is only a ABC bounce. All right, to be determined. But if Bitcoin does well, Mara and Riot will do well too. All right, and that's all I have for today. These are all similar charts. I hope you appreciate it. So again, Bitcoin needs to hold above 34.18. First warning, I believe, below 36,000, but I think we're in this ending diagonal wave 5. Alternatively, it's a triangular wave 4. Target's the same, drop the same, all that stuff. 34,788. I think that's the number. All right, that's the number. It needs to hold. I think we're in an analog setup as here in January, February, March of 2023. Okay, especially from a technical indicator perspective. Ethereum looks a little more toppy, I would say. Looks already like it might have topped out. Alternatively, let me put the alternative for you on the map. See if I can find a little bit cleaner chart for Ethereum. Not this one, this one. Let's see here. Okay, the alternative is that Bitcoin is already much further along, and we have something like this going on. Okay, something like this. And then we can target even 2,400. Okay, so yes, this is possible, but again, I need to really see a close above 2,150 for this potential. And this potential would then target 2,400. It is possible. And this is some large fourth wave, okay, that I then need to reassess. 1, 2, 3, maybe 1, 2, something like subdividing. Then we have potentially here a subdividing. Let's see here, this is 1, this is 2, 1, 2, something like this, okay. Let me update this for you. This is 4, whoop, something like this. And we are now then in a ending diagonal with 5, something like this, okay. Target 2,400 there. And then we probably go back here for the wave 2. And then, of course, we're going to get wave 3. So this is our alternative, I would say. Okay. This is our alternative. 2,150. I really want to see a breakout above 2,150. It's going to hold and then off to the races. So this is a potential, a very big subdividing blue wave 5 or orange wave 5, however you want to put it. Okay, so that is our alternative for now. And we have our price levels that we want to hold. I would say start off here with 1983. Okay, below that already increases the odds that this is not going to happen. And of course, below 1905 is, of course, sign that we are back to our preferred count, which is this one. Okay, again, first warning, second warning. That's all I have. Solana also looks better for a B wave top as well. ETHE looks also better for a B wave top. Alternatively, all of one second alternative is ending diagonal, also into the 19s, 20s. GBTC is definitely, in my humble opinion, an ending diagonal for wave 5, 5, 1. Mara, I need to figure out this price action here. It's massively overlapping and sloppy. So I need to find some logic in this madness, but it is going higher. We already knew it wasn't a fourth wave anymore. So this alternative is now the preferred wave count. Similarly for Bitcoin, by the way, this was our alternative. It is now our preferred wave count. That's why we keep alternatives. Okay, they can always become primary, and that's great because now we got primary, so we know exactly what's going on. And Riot is so far impulsing higher nicely, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, etc. Looks pretty good. I like it. So far, so good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Somewhere around 15, 16 there. Drop, rally. Excellent. Take care. Trade safe. See you all next week.